Same here.
We are the Soul Brothers. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are probably very excited for this video.
Yes.
This is pretty big time. Kyrie's first low shoe, and this is not, a low version of the 4. This is a whole new silhouette. Sammy was able to cop a pair of these.
It is $110. Speculated price was $120, but they're selling for $110 on Nike right now. So if you guys want to get a pair, cop a pair of these, we will leave a link in the description box. But let's get started right off with the traction. So you have nubs. I mean, very small and very thin, soft nubs, I guess you can call it. And it took inspiration from the Kobe 10, which was basically just nubs. Mm-hmm. And it also reminds me kind of like the Kyrie 2 mixed in with like the Hyperdunk 2016 and stuff like that. Very, very soft.
Here's the Kobe 10.
Yes.
And yeah, I was looking to see the nubs on the Kobe 10 just run laterally.
Yes.
But there's some that run perpendicular or the opposite way. So it's kind of multi-directional, which is cool.
Yeah, pretty multi-directional. There are some like pods, or I guess you could say like a pivot kind of. It's more of a circle. It's not really a pivot in the middle. Kind of like the Kyrie 2. How is that traction? It's really, really nice. At first, it actually wasn't biting too hard, and it kind of reminded me of the Kobe 10, where at first it's not that nice. It still bites, but then like it's not a really, really good hard stop. But then I kept playing in it, breaking it in, stuff like that, and once I broke it in, stopping power is really, really good. I wouldn't say on the Kyrie 2 level, but it's still like a really, really nice solid bite. And also another nice thing is like on dust, it does look like it's going to pick up a good amount of dust. It's not too close together like the Kobe 10s are, but it's still pretty close together. But even when dust was present, I would never like slide out. You know, in like some shoes, if dust gets on and you like slip if you forget to wipe or something. It was never the case. If dust was present, I would just like slide just a little bit. The bite wasn't as good. But once I wiped, I guess, a little bit, the bite would obviously get better. And so yeah, on a clean court, I feel like it would be really, really nice. On a dusty court, still really, really good. And on outdoor courts, yeah, I would definitely not recommend it. It's super soft. I don't really have any issues of any nubs like falling off yet, but I feel like some of them might, like in 2016, the Hyperdunk 2016, or maybe even the Kyrie 2, it does like rip off if you go
Kobe 360s are ripping off.
Exactly. Or even the Kobe 10 also, like those rip off as well if you, playing it long enough. So durability wise, not very nice, I don't think. And also the outsole curvature is super duper nice. I love being able to like go on kind of like the ball of my foot or like the side of my foot while I'm doing a cross, and I love how there's traction also here available so that I don't slip out. So that's also a very nice feature of this traction. So overall, super nice traction. You just gotta break it in a little bit, but once I break it in, it's super nice. This is the only colorway that I played in. I played in my white pair only a few times, and that was the same case, and that's the gum colorway as well. So there you go, super nice traction.
So moving on to the cushion.
The cushion.
Or probably lack thereof.
Yes, there are 2 zoom units. There's a bottom loaded zoom unit in the forefoot and also in the heel. We're not sure exactly how big it is or what the shape or size is, but that doesn't really matter because it's the bottom loaded zoom unit in a Kyrie. You can't even feel top loaded zoom units in Kyrie.
I've never felt a zoom in any Kyrie.
Yes, exactly. Never. So yeah, zoom doesn't really do anything. The heel does compress a little bit. I was kind of surprised that like I was actually putting in some hours. Like some days I would play like 3. I remember the past few days we've been playing like 2-3 hours straight. There were some like good games, but my feet were never like hurting or anything. I'm not sure if it's because like I've been trying to like work out and strengthen my knees. Because I've been having some problems with my legs, my knees and stuff. So I was rehabbing.
Don't just hoop.
Yeah.
You gotta counter it with some strength work.
Exactly.
So.
But I don't know if it was that or maybe the cushion just wasn't as bad as maybe like the Kyrie 2 or 3. But my feet or my legs didn't hurt like that bad. Mm-hmm. And if you also look at the compression video, like the in the heel actually compresses a little bit, like a good amount. It's nothing crazy like the Kyrie 4, but it still compresses a little bit. Like the Kyrie 2 doesn't compress at all, or like
Does it remind you of the fly trap at all?
A little bit, but there's really no compression. It's not super soft,
Right.
but I feel like there's a little bit of like impact protection. So like, I wouldn't say it's very good impact protection, but I wouldn't say it's really bad impact protection.
Yeah.
So I would say it's adequate. I feel like it was okay. So impact protection was pretty good. Response, of course, you know, like there's really no lag in the cushion at all. There's no compression, so it's very responsive. You feel pretty damn low to the ground. So yeah, I would say it feels like every other Kyrie, like the Kyrie 2 and the Kyrie 3, but maybe a little bit more impact protection.
Just enough not to have your legs hurting.
Yeah, but it's still like pretty damn
Right.
stiff. So, but to be honest, right now I'm not mad at that. A few years ago, I feel like I would have been like kind of mad, like what the hell. But I've been liking more responsive, like just no, like I don't really want to feel anything in the cushion, type of cushion besides like a little bit of impact protection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad in these,
Yeah.
to be honest. So there's that. Moving on to the materials, you have a mesh type of material. It's heavily fused here in the toe area.
Feels like a nylon, like a strong nylon.
Yeah, it's at first it's a little stiff. It feels a little what do you call it, like abrasive a little bit.
Yeah.
But once you break it in, it gets super soft. But the materials aren't bad. I mean, on foot it gets soft. It's super thin. It gets the job done. You know, it's definitely not the most premium or even like best looking type of material. Can't really say anything like horrible about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that it just feels a little cheap in hand. There is this strap which is freaking annoying. I hate like this kind of strap because like, you know, like you're putting your shoe on and then you keep having to like, you know, you have to hold the strap down and tighten, you know, your laces, which is kind of annoying. I wish there was a system where you just kind of go like this and then the strap like stays like this. But
What if they had like a little piece of Velcro on this side that it just sticks to?
Exactly. So that's kind of annoying. Also, the strap I don't think really did anything. Like once I tightened my laces pretty tight and I tried to really strap down the strap, you know, tighten down the strap, it didn't really do anything for the midfoot. Aside from like kind of tightening it, but it really you didn't really need it. I feel like it's more for aesthetic reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean materials aren't bad, gets the job done, but definitely not the most premium type of feeling material, you know. So
Yeah.
there's that. Moving on to the fit. Okay, so at first I said go true to size for my first impressions because it was like pretty damn narrow, but after playing in it, I actually kind of like you know, loosened it up a little bit, and it's
That's why you gotta wait for the performance review.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it also feels like there's a little bit of space, you know, for me lengthwise. So I would suggest going down half a size. If you're like a narrow footer, you'll probably go down half a size. If you're a normal foot and the width isn't like super crazy tight, then you should be fine going down half a size because it does, you know, loosen up and break in a little bit. Because like width-wise, at first it was like I was getting needles, but right now I'm good to go. That's actually a pretty nice fit width-wise for me.
Yeah.
If you're a wide footer, you should probably just stay away from the shoe or probably go up half a size. You know, you have a little bit of a heel tab here, and it's pretty easy. It's easy to put on the shoe. I like it. So aside from like lacing it and the laces getting stuck on this Velcro and just like eating up my laces, I hate this Velcro, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a little minor like gripe, but there's that. So fit was good for me. It was just a little long lengthwise, and there's really no dead space. There's a little bit here in the toe, but it wasn't horrible. So there's that. All right, support and lockdown is freaking amazing, as it always is in Kyrie's. I mean, you have the midsole coming up. And you see how the compression marks are kind of like in the middle. I feel like your foot kind of like probably sits a little bit below the midsole. And of course you have this strap for a little bit more lateral containment. When I was doing a really hard cross, I felt my foot like hit the material. The material didn't stretch really at all, and also I was contained.
Yeah.
So it felt like lateral containment was really good. There's no heel slippage or anything. So yeah, support is amazing. It's also like pretty damn wide, so you shouldn't have any problems. Like there was a few people asking if I was like rolling or anything, especially because of the outsole curvature. The outsole curvature doesn't really do anything because it's on this side. If it was on this side, then that would be a really big problem. But it is wide. It has like a pretty wide outrigger, and you know, rolling this way is not gonna make you roll your ankle. You know what I'm saying? So. So there's that. Very good support and lockdown there. Weight 11.82 ounces for the Kyrie low. That is pretty damn light. Does it feel light? Yeah, it feels pretty damn light. The material in the toe is super thin, but like in the ankle area, it's a little puffy, and also the midsole is a little chunky as well in the heel area. So it's not the most minimal feeling, like comparing it to like the Kobe 360 or like the Curry 4 or the Curry 5, but it's still light on foot and very, very responsive. So like when you're playing in it, you know, there's no lag. You can just really focus on playing ball. So there's that. Moving on to ventilation. It's alright. It was a little warm, but you know, there's really no ventilation holes at all. But it's a thin material that I feel like kind of like absorbs the moisture and like wicks it away or whatever. So it was on the warmer side, but it wasn't bad, you know. Moving on to the durability of the shoe, I feel like it should be very, very good. Kyries are usually really good, but if you're playing outdoors or something, I feel like the traction will be eaten up pretty easily. But I'm kind of surprised is like I don't have any like nubs, or actually like here in the toe area I have a little bit of tearing, but it's nothing as horrible as my Hyperdunks were, or maybe even my Kobe 10s. But so there's that. Moving on to the aesthetics, these are one of my favorite Kyries. I would rank it at the higher end, the better looking Kyries, right? Nah.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got some nice little Illuminati touches here, right on the eyelid. You got the all-seeing eye.
Oh my god.
You got some swooshes here and there, but definitely not a bad colorway, not a bad looking shoe.
Exactly. So wrapping things up, $110 is basically a budget model. It's a low, Kyrie's first low. Is it a good performer? Yeah, I really enjoyed playing them. I love that outsole curvature and just how like responsive this shoe is. You know, you don't really have to worry about. The only thing you have to worry about, I guess, is like the impact protection. Maybe if you need a little bit more impact protection. But for me, it was adequate. It was good enough. So I was happy playing this. I would say it performs like the Kyrie 2, but like it's still a good traction, but not as good as the Kyrie 2. You know, and it's a low. So yeah. So there's that. It's Soul Brothers recommended. Go ahead and cop a pair if you want to try out the Kyrie low. We will leave a link in the description box if you guys want to copy it. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next. Later.